Hello there, Madison. You know, it's great to be back in Madison, Wisconsin. A lot of people say Seattle occupied the Amish territory. It's quintessential, just like Madison. I like to say that Madison is just like Seattle. Either way, like conjoined twins. We're symbiotic. We have the same exact interests and tastes, wouldn't you know? Madison and Seattle occupy the Amish territory. We have something uniquely in common that no other cities in this country have in common. We're both isthmus, meaning that we're both connected by land on two large sides with water surrounding us. Madison. I love Madison, Wisconsin. The vibe, the atmosphere, the people are very similar. They love bike riding in Madison. They love bike riding here in Seattle. You're a college town. You got the Badgers. What kind of a college town? I'm telling you, when Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin, plays the University of Washington, oh my goodness, it's fireworks. It's a healthy rivalry, because we love one another. But boy, but girl, but person, do we want to win? We really want to win. It's about bragging rights. Madison wants to take it home and say that they're the best. In Seattle, we absolutely know we're the greatest. We're the Emerald City. But Madison, this is important. We gotta badger our elected representatives about something vital to repairing this nation. We have to badger them to get something done that once upon a time they knew had to be done, wouldn't you know? But now, there seems to be no willingness, no energy, no motivation around doing this. Madison, you do very well because you're a college town. And you don't really have a lot of severe, extreme poverty in relation to the African American community. But Madison, you know, after George Floyd was publicly lynched, you were one of the bigger cities in this entire nation that protested. Then when Jacob Blake, that situation happened, you protested again. Breonna Taylor, you protested again. Ahmaud Arbery, you were constantly in action, badgering the system to make needed and necessary reforms, to bring in equity, diversity, and inclusion. Sadly, Madison, Wisconsin, your government did not listen to you. It didn't take the necessary steps to complete the transformation you, as citizens, were demanding. You see, the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act lingered in the United States Senate. It passed the House. For the most part, your representatives from Wisconsin did the right thing and voted the right way. But in the Senate, you have one obstructionist senator. Fortunately, you don't have two, but you have one. And wouldn't you know, he's up for re-election this year in November. Madison, I need you to get ready to vote. And I need you to do whatever you can to get rid of Senator Ron Johnson. He's obstructing the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. He's obstructing repairing this nation through reparations. He's obstructing Build Back Better. He's obstructing everything. And the thing is, Madison, he's already told you how he feels. He told you he doesn't think that it's the government's role to take care of the citizens. So my question is, what the hell is he a senator for in the United States? If you don't want or don't think that your job responsibilities entail taking care of all the residents in your great state, then you shouldn't have decided so late in the game that you wanted to run for re-election. You know, he broke his promise. Maybe that's why it took him a long time to make a determination. That in the polling, I would imagine. He's not polling very well. We know this. But he broke his promise. He said he was only going to serve 2 terms. And then he would leave. Well, he served 2 terms. And did he get anything done? Did he get the necessary things done to repair this nation? No. And if he gets re-elected, he won't get the necessary things done either. It'll be more wasted time that you don't have, Madison, that none of us have. We have to move now. This is urgent. I've said this in many rallies and I'll continue to say this. This is not about shaming or blaming Madison, Wisconsin, or any residents or any group of people. This is about something that needed to be done a long, long time ago, that hasn't been done, that now desperately and urgently needs to be done. You cannot and you will not repair this nation unless reparations is done. Madison, you were integral in the uprising that occurred in 2020, the racial reckoning, as they call it in America. What's a reckoning? Well, it's recognizing, firstly, that something has not been done, and something that needed to be done a long, long time ago wasn't done. And now, because of that thing not being done, something tragic, sad, and needlessly occurred. And now you have to come to terms with it. You have to actively forcefully demand that change be done. That's a reckoning. And we had a racial reckoning in 2020. We said we wanted to reform the criminal justice system in America. That's what the youth were saying all across America, especially in Madison, Wisconsin. You're all about victory and winning and the intensity of change for the positive. Unfortunately, seniors older than you, they're ignoring your opinions, your voice, your stance, your beliefs. Now, everyone has a right and is entitled to their opinion. Nobody is going to dispute that. But what you're not entitled to, Madison, and what you gotta be clear and tell them, you're not entitled to not do what the citizens collectively have demanded that you do. You know, I think if you put it to a vote, Madison and Milwaukee, overwhelmingly, those two cities would support reparations to African American citizens in the state of Wisconsin. If you put it to a vote. But you know who would obstruct? The rest of the state. The conservatives. The Republican Party. They would obstruct. Say, this is communism. This is welfare. This is affirmative action. This is not helpful. They would come up with all different types of excuses to not do what we all know, what they know is necessary to repair this nation. Madison, you just can't go for this. You have to stand up. You have to badger and make it happen. And I know that you will. I've been to Madison, Wisconsin. We have plenty of friends in Madison. Oh my goodness. You badger. You're warriors. You get shit done. That's why I'm proud to say you're like us. We are in occupied Owamish territory. You stir the pot. You kick things off. You know, there's a little debate that goes back and forth between Madison and Seattle. And it's kind of petty. But I entertain pettiness from time to time. And it goes sort of kind of like this. Both cities love farmers markets. They love farmers markets. Dane in Wisconsin says that they have the best farmers market. Well, of course, you know that pisses us off. Because West Seattle and Fremont, they believe they have the best farmers markets. Having been to both are substantially good. If I was going to let my bias kick in, I would say Seattle is better than Wisconsin. But I'm in Madison. And Dane, you have a whole street, State Street, that's strictly for pedestrians. We block off our street. But your whole street, State Street, is just for that purpose. So you might one-up us there. What do you do or what do you don't? Madison is clear. You want the same thing we want. Now, I was in Madison once, and we'll close with this story. And I was headed to the campus. And along the way, I ran into a student. And this student was kind of in a hurry. But he stopped and we chatted. And the thing that this student imparted was they were really, really dedicated to racial justice and racial equality. And I was thinking, okay, well, I am in the Badger State. I mean, Madison is pretty liberal. It's college town. Makes sense. Everything adds up. But this student was a little bit more dedicated than a lot of other students. So the student got to telling me about the meeting that they were off to attend. And they were telling me how it's going to be boring. We're going to talk about what we should do, what we can do. But we're not going to be forceful enough to make it happen. That was the rub with this student. That nothing would come of it. It would just be another meeting. Meetings are fine. You discuss good ideas. Sometimes you think about what you want to implement. But it's a meeting. Very rarely does action occur due to a meeting. And that was the frustration of this student. So, this student had an idea. They were planning to go to the meeting, but they were planning to disrupt it. They were going to go, share what they wanted to share, and then they were going to leave the meeting. Now, it's kind of rude, most people would think, to go to a meeting, share your point of view, and then leave. But it sends a strong signal that we can't just endlessly talk. We can't just endlessly negotiate. It's necessary. Madison, this is not a new idea. Reparations is an idea proposed in 1864, 1865, during and after the Civil War. It was known then. It's been proposed by the late Congressman John Conyers since the 1980s. It was known then. So what's the issue? Why the hold up? Why is it being stalled? Why no progress? Because you have individuals, sadly enough, in Wisconsin, in the Badger State, who are stubborn, or obstructionists, or stuck in their old way of thinking. And they're not going to budge. They're not going to be moved. No, they just need to be replaced. So here's my two asks, Madison. I have two asks of you. One, you get ready to vote, and you make sure that Senator Ron Johnson, after November, is no longer a United States Senator in Wisconsin. He's got to go. He's clearly not going to do what's necessary to repair this nation, in my humble opinion. My second ask is a little bit more difficult, and it requires some sacrifice. Madison, I need you to get ready to badger the entire state of Wisconsin. I need you to badger them and tell them it's time to cut the check. This is not negotiable. There can be no more debate. It's time to cut the check. It's not about shaming or blaming anybody, any group, no, none of that. It's about getting this job done. If anybody can get the job done, I know it's the citizens of Madison. Before Madison was even a populous city, they decided to make Madison the capital of Wisconsin. There were 600 people that were living in Madison when they built the Capitol building. It's a quintessential story of if you build it, they will come. And come they did. Now there's 283,000 people that call Madison, Wisconsin home. Madison, I know you can finish this. If you kickstart the Repair the Nation, Reparations Now demand, and you badger everybody up and down that valley who's running for election or re-election this November, and you demand that they give you a stance, either yay or nay, in favor of reparations for African Americans. You can get it done. That's how powerful Madison, Wisconsin is. When you move, everybody moves. You know, in the fourth quarter of the football games, that stadium, the energy is off the chain. You say, I came to get down. Everybody jump around. Madison, Wisconsin, the whole nation would jump around in the fourth quarter if you got reparations done. Here's looking at you, Madison. I think you can get the job done. You can deliver. You're winners. Have you seen Wisconsin? They have the big W. Your women's volleyball team, they're always champions. Your football team, they fight like hell every football game. The Green Bay Packers, a classic American story of ownership by residents of Green Bay. A kind of co-op, kind of model, a public-private partnership. That's been a good deal for you in Wisconsin, in Madison. Madison, let's finish this job. You're in the Midwest. We're on the upper West Coast. We're the only two cities in America with isthmus. What would they say if Madison and Seattle were the two cities in America that got reparations done for the African American community? It'd be an uproar. They wouldn't know what to say. Madison, your mascot is the badger. It's facing forward. Chest out. Feet movement forward. Both arms propelled forward. Ready. Badger the fucking hell out of everyone until you get what you're supposed to get from this nation. Madison, it's time to strike a pose. And Badger, we gotta clean the house. So you got one assignment. Get rid of Ron Johnson, your awful senator. And then your second assignment, which you can work congruently, is to badger anybody else that doesn't want to fall in line. You know, I know that Madison, Wisconsin is going to get this done. You know how I know? You're a city full of badgers.